No, nah, no, no, nope, no, no. I was just trying to see how many ways I could say it, like how many ways I can decline. Um, and it's November, so why not make it a no November? And that means, oh, hey, welcome back. I'm so sorry. I was being rude because I had to get into character. I really had to show y'all that I was like mean so I can say no. But that's how hard it is. Sometimes you forget everything else. So, welcome back to my channel. Obviously, I am practicing um, saying no. Is that not the hardest thing? Like, that is really hard for me. I don't know why. It's also hard for me to say yes. I'm gonna take you out of church in a second. It's very hard for me to say yes. You know how at church they repeat everything twice, like Dion Cole said? I would do it a third time. It's very hard for me to say yes. It's hard for me to say yes when something is offered to me that I don't feel like I'm worthy of. But that's for a whole nother time. Like, just let that marinate. Like, let that lose. Like, okay? But saying no is something that we commonly, like me, you, her, him, like all of us struggle with. Um, like what's up with that? Like why? Like why? I don't know. Like it even disgusts me to think about the things that I've said yes to that I should definitely have given a big fat no exclamation point with the period city girl style. Like I think it has a lot to do with guilt. And not even guilt surrounding the things that pertain to the item we're trying to decline, um, but more so attached to the person. I said yes to friends that I didn't want to hang out with at the time. Like, no shade. I just like my bed. I might have to do something with other people that I wanted to do stuff with instead, or I had an exam, like there's so many exams that I just went in guns blazing without studying because I had to be at, a birthday dinner. Um, I don't know, like stretching ourselves thin is like the most common issue that we can all put our hands up to. And I really want to get to the why. And we might not get to it today because this is all off top like a rapper. I'm really thinking about it. And when I dig deep, I really feel that the issue that I have, join me in the comments, or just give this a thumbs up or subscribe. How about that? But the issue that I have with saying no really stems from my family. I come from a family, not too big, not too small, where giving is something you do. Like my grandmother, she gave. My dad used to always get upset with her because she would send him to the bank or wherever he had to go to send money back home to Jamaica. And he was like, enough, like stop helping those people. Um, they don't do anything for you, stop. But faithfully, my grandmother continued. She actually like stopped asking my dad, and then I had to go to the local Western Union to start sending the money. So it just never stopped. My mom, we used to live in like an apartment building, and we're at a level where she was able, not we, she was at a level where she was able to help people out in our building. So whether it be helping their children out with money or clothing or food, is something that happened. So I think that passing down those, and I'm not going to say it's a generational curse, but those traditions and themes. It's a family theme. You guys have themes in your family as well, like pride or embarrassment, or education. Like those are all themes. If you think about it, like if you really write a list of all your family members, starting from your 3 generations up or down, whatever, you'll see that within your family, a lot of people do the same thing, and that is what your theme is. I actually had to do that for school, And the theme within one side of my family had to do with like going into the military. um, but anyhow, thinking about how my family never said no to those who might have needed help, or thinking about how my family never turned away people who might not have asked, but definitely seemed to need, I think that's what kind of like fills me innately, um, and stops me from saying no when I definitely shouldn't be saying yes. Like, I have 5 stops to make. Oh, but let me make this 6 stop to drop something off at your house. Or I have a whole load of laundry to get done, or else I'm not gonna have no panties the next day. But let me, take you to go grocery shopping. Like, those are the types of things that I'm talking about, and that we often say yes to, that we really should be saying no to. And I talked about being a gracious November because, we're in the theme of Thanksgiving and everything. But we also have to couple it with another theme of the month. No, November. It's like in the name. How are you going to forget it? November. Like, no. So I'm going to limit the things that I do this month for you people. Don't get upset. It's just what I'm doing. And again, these themes, at least my focus, is really to get to a better level of self-care. And again, I've said this in the last video, go look for it. But in the last video, I explained that self-care isn't always going to get your nails and toes done. I showed you guys my fingernails. I'm not showing you my toenails. But self-care isn't always, going to the hair salon, or, putting on a face mask at your house, let alone going to get a facial. Self-care isn't always that. Self-care might be saying no so that you can take care of the things that you really have to make time for. And so in saying no, you really are taking care of yourself. You're saying no because you can't do that if it's going to take over the time that you need to do this. And this being something for you. So it's getting cold, right? It's sweater weather, sweater weather, sweater weather, sweater weather, sweater weather. I'm gonna I'm gonna say that like the girls on SNL. But it's getting cold, and it was daylight savings the other day, so there's way less hours, right? There's way less time in the day, literally. So you're probably interacting way less with others, and for that reason, you really have to pull that in to focus on yourself. This is a hibernating season. How about pulling it in to focus on yourself? Coming home from work, really focusing on yourself. Drinking a glass of tea at night. I don't know how it feels for you, but it really warms my soul, right? I mean, aside from boiling the water, which makes my house a little warmer, because girl, this house is not insulated at all. Look at the walls. You can see the walls behind me. This is old school. This is my dad's old house. So, coming home and warming up a mug of tea or hot chocolate is really something to do in this hibernating season. And to have someone ask you to come out in the cold, like, isn't that selfish on their behalf? Like, say no. Nah, I don't think so. No thanks. I decline. Like, so I really, really, really want to stress it. I really want to participate in it as well. I actually think I already have, and others are seeing like, don't act CHERALYN. Like, maybe in the summer I will give you a little bit more of my time, but for right now, it's really don't act CHERALYN season. CHERALYN wants to come home, read her books, really just have a glass of tea, cuddle with her son. Because those are the things that really give me self-care. Those are the things that really fill me back up for the next day. And so I invite you to a November as well, because it says it in the name, and I don't understand why it would be any harder than that. I have a visitor here. And I'm gonna say, no, you cannot be in my video. It don't really work with him. All right.
Hi guys.
He needs to get his own YouTube. But now I forgot where I was. But that is really what, you know, November should be about. And you know, it is the season of giving, and I think that sometimes muddles the message. Like, should I give, or should I be selfish? Like, I'm supposed to be selfless right now. But there is a balance that you can have. You know, I am giving. I'm giving to those. You know, I work in social services, so I am giving. My profession in itself is thankless. So I am giving. I'm giving, but more so, I'm giving to my family. I'm giving my family that quality time that is necessary. I'm giving to myself, because if you are an empty cup, like, I don't want to get too cliche, right? But if you are an empty cup, how do you feel someone else is? So I'm giving to myself so that I can reinvest in you, and I can reinvest in those other relationships, you know. But right now, this moment right here, like, I just have to say that. Mama. Thank you, but no thanks. See how easy that was? So I invite you on my journey, along with being gracious, and really being thankful and listing that. I invite you on this journey of saying no. I forget to tell you this one thing, and this is kind of you know, late lesson, but I was in my friend's salon, and one of her clients was getting her hair done, and she was a school principal, and she quoted it perfectly for me. She said, no is a complete sentence. So it's really a no period, you know? And I said, what do you mean by that? And she said, no is a complete sentence. Like, I don't have to give you an explanation. It's not no comma because, or no comma I can't, or no comma I don't feel like it, which is usually the explanation, or no comma my grandmother or child is needed. It's no, period. And for that, I love when she said that, and I'm, you know, I'm bringing it back, because sometimes I hear it, you know, it's right there, and then other times I don't hear nobody. You know, so it really depends on how I'm feeling, that I want to take on her message. But it's resonating really, really loud right now, and I hope you all can hear me as well, that no is a complete sentence. You don't have to give anybody any explanation for why you are declining on any of their requests. It's simply for you. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that this was encouraging, because hearing it from other people definitely encourages me to say no. So I hope that I'm encouraging you to have a November. All right, over and out. Thank you guys for joining in.